Everywhere you look, from the Arctic to Latin America, tensions between major powers are rising. Some people now ask, are we heading toward a new world war? World War III? Recent crises, from U.S. military actions in Venezuela to diplomatic conflict over Greenland and deepening mistrust between traditional allies, are reshaping global relations. By the end of this video, you'll understand why tensions are increasing, the real flashpoints right now, what this means for global peace, the economy, and your future. Stay with me. Why the world feels more dangerous. For decades, the global system relied on cooperation between major powers. But today we see rising military and economic pressure, breakdown in diplomatic trust, new geopolitical competition. Even historic allies are now disagreeing on major strategies, a sign that the old global balance is shifting. This isn't just conflict in one region, it's system-wide tension. Let's break down the current major sources of global tension. 1. U.S.-Venezuela conflict. The United States has significantly increased military activity and sanctions against Venezuela. This has included naval pressure, reported interceptions of oil tankers, and a direct military engagement that resulted in the capture of Venezuela's leadership, raising alarms across the region. Venezuela condemned these actions as aggression, and critics warn that such direct actions set dangerous precedents for international conduct and global stability. 2. Greenland and Arctic geopolitical crisis. Greenland, a massive, resource-rich island in the Arctic, has unexpectedly become a major geopolitical flashpoint. Tensions escalated after statements that the United States might seek greater control or access to Greenland's territory, a suggestion that has been firmly rejected by Greenland's government and Denmark, which insists on sovereignty. This dispute has spilled into broader transatlantic tension, with the European Union emphasizing energy security and diversification in response to U.S. pressure related to the region. Technical negotiations have begun between the U.S., Denmark, and Greenland to prevent escalation, but the fact that they are necessary shows how serious the situation has become. 3. Arctic strategic competition. The Arctic is no longer a frozen periphery. As ice melts, new shipping lanes and resource opportunities are opening, attracting the attention of the U.S., Russia, China, European powers. Russia continues to build its Arctic military posture and leverage its energy resources, while China counters with infrastructure and resource partnerships, expanding influence into Greenland and other Arctic zones. What makes today's situation unusual is that these tensions are not only between rival blocs, they're happening within traditional alliances. For example, the United States and European Union are at odds over how to handle Greenland's strategic future. European leaders are calling for greater defense autonomy and cooperation, rather than relying solely on U.S. military leadership, especially amid Russia's actions in Ukraine and Arctic pressures. This kind of disagreement among NATO allies shows that even long-standing security alliances are being tested by current geopolitical shifts. Conflict today is not only fought with weapons, it's fought with sanctions, trade restrictions, tariffs, energy leverage. For example, U.S.-Europe tensions over Greenland have also pushed European leaders to rethink energy security, reducing reliance on external suppliers and diversifying sources. Meanwhile, sanctions on Venezuelan oil and economic blockade tactics are reshaping global energy markets and supply chains, potentially impacting prices and investment strategies worldwide. Economic pressure can weaken nations even without open warfare, but it also contributes to instability and distrust. What this means for ordinary people. These geopolitical shifts affect everyday life, including fuel prices, food costs, job stability, currency values, access to technology. Conflicts and tension in energy-rich regions like Venezuela and competition for Arctic resources can disrupt global markets without traditional battlefield engagement. Even if you live far from these regions, the ripple effects reach your wallet and future opportunities. Are we heading toward World War III? The honest answer is, we don't know if a third world war will happen, but we must watch warning signs carefully. World wars historically began not with single events, but through escalation of regional tensions, breakdown of diplomacy, rising mistrust, alliance rivalerie. Today we see strategic competition in multiple theaters, Latin America, the Arctic, Asia, rising disagreements among allies, economic warfare as a front line. These factors increase global risk, but they also spark efforts at diplomacy and negotiation, which could prevent catastrophe if applied wisely. Concluding, awareness is power. The world is at a crossroads, cooperation and dialogue, or confrontation and fragmentation. Whether we move toward peace or deeper conflict will depend not just on governments, but on global awareness and stability efforts. If this video helped you understand the real forces shaping the world, like, subscribe, and share it with someone else. Because when tensions rise, knowledge becomes survival.